Hi everybody, Mike Bishop for Tactical POV. Today, I'm going to talk about here briefly the advantages of getting some good advanced training. Okay, I recently took a course here through Rob Pincus's ICE training course. It's a combat focus shooting course. I know I just talked about it earlier and put a video up for it and talk about the course. Great course. One thing I didn't get to explain in that one was Rob is really great instructor, and one thing he's really good at is getting you to assess yourself, as I said before, and learning what you're good at and what your weaknesses are. Knowing that what I have, I know I'm really good with my firearm. He's even said it himself. He's told me straight to my face, he said, you're really good with the firearm, and he's definitely got excellent marksmanship. So, but incorporating other things too, which he said was really good. He shot straight with me. A couple mechanical issues I need to refine a little bit more. I've been really front-loading all of the training here really hard. So keeping that conscious going through my mind and everything of what went through in the course. And one thing that he made me really think about that I did not realize that I was subconsciously doing for years. Brief story. Almost 20 years ago, I had a fall, and I fell down from some structure I was doing here working. Fell down about close to like 7 feet in the air. Came down on the concrete, and trying to brace my stop and my fall. Normal reaction, put my hand down in the middle of the fall, and as soon as I impacted the ground, I wound up getting a stress fracture in my elbow, my left elbow here. Stress fracture in 3 spots here, dislocated and relocated all in the impact and then fall. So from there, I've had physical issues going on with it. Of course, went through rehab and the whole nine to rehabilitate it, because at the time there when it happened, I'd lost almost all of the range in my arm. I couldn't really move. I think they told me I lost up to about 30% left of range in my arm. So it was a pretty bad situation, though. Not bad enough for surgery, but just bad enough to where I had to quickly get into rehab and work that issue out. So over the years, with training, because like I said, I've been a lifelong gym rat, that helped out a lot too, regaining my range and everything in my arm. But I did not realize that my shooting, I had to overcompensate for my injury years ago, from shooting years ago, okay, over the years. And doing something then, getting off of this injury when I was over the injury and everything, and it was feeling better where I could function with it and use it perfectly fine, just working the motor skills back into it and getting that last 5% of range back into my elbow, which took years to get that back. I think I finally got just about all of it back. I did not realize that I was subconsciously doing something to overcompensate this injury. I was doing it not even thinking about it. So, in the course, we were going through our drills and everything, and I noticed under trying to find that balance of speed and precision, I noticed that I was just a quarter second rushing my shot, and my shots were riding high chest cavity area, but they were a little bit more erratic off to, say, the left side of the target, which means the left side of my left arm, that side, kind of high and left a little bit. And I couldn't figure it out, trying to figure it out, and I said, okay, I know it's down to a mechanical issue, something mechanical. I know it's something else which is hard for me to slow down, and that was my other issue. That's a mental thing, to slow things down just a quarter, slow that pace down just a quarter of a second here, and get set into the shot. And then, like I said, going into it, if I'm really slow, focus, concentrate, my marksmanship is definitely right on point. I mean, I'm dead on. movement drills and everything else like that, a lot of my movement drills, I noticed they were going high and left a little bit. I'm kind of trying to figure out why I'm going high and left. They kept saying, engage your left shoulder more, bring it more into it, engage it a little bit more, get more support from your left arm. So focusing on that, boom, brought those shots right back over, start bringing them back. So subconsciously, I would get into it and see them drift again. And so that was my focal point there, is really outside of just slowing down, getting my left arm incorporating and my shoulder into it. And then it hit me later on. I said, you know what? I just realized that I have subconsciously been doing something different, that I had to overcompensate for an injury that I had. And now, here's the tough part, okay, that I got to work on now, is now that I'm over that injury to that point to where it doesn't hinder me anymore, now I've got to subconsciously slow things down and get things back on track, you know, basically, like I said, engaging my left shoulder, my arm more, because now that I can. So it's pretty wild, man. The guy is extremely smart, okay, and like I said, it took me a minute to actually slow down and get some things to click, just a few things, and that's it, really. Everything else, pretty much on point. So I try to bring this on to everybody else, and it's weird because as instructors, you know, when I'm picking out bad habits from my students for grip and stance and things like that they have learned or had hearsay of over the years, I have to go back and correct it too. Not only realizing that I had a subconscious injury that I was compensating for years, for a long time, and now I have to do the same thing. You know, I have to really analyze it really good with my own video of myself and some of the other things I'm doing, some of the other videos that I popped up too. You know, I really didn't realize that too until I took this course, and actually made me slow down and think myself. So, guys, if you do, get it with a really, really good, reputable instructor. You know, they can probably find that and pinpoint out for you if you can't see it yourself. Me now, pinpointing that out, understanding it more, I can incorporate that into my students as they come along, because it gives me something else to where I can look forward or look at what they're doing and see if I can pick that out too, and also maybe something they can relate to. If they had an injury or something like that, trying to figure out how to compensate for that injury if it's hindered them to a degree of where they're permanently injured that way and they can't progress, or they can't get into a certain position. And of course, you're gonna have to do something different to compensate for it. But like I said, my injury is, I still have issues with it when the weather changes, like we all do with certain injuries that we attain over the years, depending on if it's joint or muscles or whatever. I still have some issues with it like that, but for the most part, I can still train like I've been doing, still press the weight that I've been, lift everything, and it hasn't really slowed me down to that degree. It's just something I noticed in my shooting. So with that being said, guys, hey, if you like this video, hit a like for it, subscribe to my channel, pass this on to your friends and everybody else, so you get a chance to really slow down and assess yourself on certain things. If it's a mechanical thing due to injury or something like that, the best way, guys, if you're doing something subconsciously and you don't realize it, I'm saying, as I said before, now put yourself on video, slow things down, go through it step by step, nice, slow, timed pace, and see what you're doing and slowly pick it up. I'm actually going to do a video about that too, to where you can really take a good look at and see how your mechanics are functioning, if you have proper mechanics or not. Can it be refined or not? So, this is Mike Bishop for Tactical POV, saying your first line of defense starts with you.